Welcome back. How are you all doing? Hope you're enjoying international break. We've got our Norwich City fans here back on Where Canaries Walk. This week, we've got one topic, of course, with no football to talk about, which is who should stay and who should go following the end of contract discussions. Matty, Killian, Jacob and Oliver are here. Let's get straight into it. We've got a number of players to talk about here. We'll do the loan players first of all. That's all right. Matty, starting with you. Callum Doyle, please. How's he done? And look at his market value of 15 million euros. What do you think should happen?
It's a difficult one. I like him. He's proven a few times this season, and certainly in our last fixture against Bristol City, that he's not a left back. So is he going to get game time at centre back if we buy him or if we loan him again? It depends what happens with Duffy, but it looks like Cordoba is the preferred left centre back at the moment. So I wouldn't be gutted if we didn't renew or didn't go in for him in terms of a renewed loan. I don't think we've got the sort of money to, whether it's between 10 and 20 million, to buy him. So yeah, he might just be one of those players that comes and goes for the season, I'm afraid.
Okay. And as we go through these, do drop your comments below us whether you agree or disagree with what I'm saying. Killian, Lewis Dobbin, please.
Yeah, I'd love to see him stay. I mean, he was obviously very unfortunate with his injury. And I've heard, obviously, that he has stayed in the club for his rehab. So maybe there's optimism there. But I think for the bit he showed for us, I think he's done really well. The type of player I think we could do it if he's obviously injury-free. But yeah, I think it'd be a good shout to keep him.
Okay. Oliver, Jacob Wright.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be too harsh, but I have been a little bit disappointed with him so far. I kind of thought he would slot in a little bit better, considering he's coming from, Man City, where you have quite high expectations. But I mean, look, what's that, 800k, 19 years old. I think, we have to go for him. I think it could be a good one for the future and next season especially.
Okay. Jacob, do you disagree with anything that's been said there previously about the loans?
No, I think everything's pretty reasonable. Obviously, Doyle, I doubt we can afford Doyle. And then you've got Jacob Wright, who's not shown that much, although he's a decent player. I know there's something in him, but, coming in from City, you've got all this pressure to handle. So, yeah, I think what they've just said will happen.
Okay, staying with you then for Angus Gunn, please. Jacob, he's out of contract reportedly at the end of the summer, 30 years old as well, will be next season.
Well, if you look at the goals we've conceded this season, under Angus Gunn, obviously we've had Long and Reyes in goal as well, but I think it's time to let go now. He's way past it. He's not the Gunn that used to be here, and I think we move on to a younger keeper. I'd like maybe one from the Premier League that doesn't play as much, or maybe some good ones from League One, like I think Sheffield United did with the Plymouth goalie. But yeah, Angus Gunn, time's up.
Killian, do you agree?
I'm not really sure, to be honest. Based on what I've seen this week from our goalkeeper, I'd be trying to hang on to him. It didn't seem like there was going to be any coming together with the club. I don't think Angus would be happy to stay as a number 2, so we obviously have to build for the future, but I haven't seen the future yet.
Okay. Probably the easiest one on here to talk about, Matty, is Mokondas.
Yeah, he's been a bit of a revelation, really, in terms of a free transfer. He came in after the window shut as well, because he was a free agent, and he's looked brilliant. So for me, as you say, that's an absolute no-brainer. He's been really good, and we've really missed him when he's been out. So yeah, great decision to bring him in. Hopefully we tie him down for a bit longer.
Sorensen, Oliver.
Yeah, I used to really like Sorensen, but I think he's been there for some time now, and he needs to go. He doesn't really look fit enough anymore, really, after his injuries. And although he is Danish, must have good link with the manager, I think probably needs to move on now.
Okay. And Jacob, that leaves us with, you can have both of Onel Hernandez and Tony Springer.
Tony Springer, I think it's time to let go of him. He's had 2 years to show what he can do, but he hasn't been given a chance. And I think time has come. He moves on to a League 2 or League 1 club. And as for the other one, who is it? Onel Hernandez, club servant. Recently, his TikTok has been a bit on both sides, irritating and funny. But I think I mean, personally, I'd give him another year just because he's got that Norwich tattoo, shows passion, runs down the wing for me. But looking in the big picture, I think it's time to move on, really.
Okay. Anybody want to disagree with anything that's been said here by anyone else?
If I'm being really ruthless, Mark, I'm getting rid of Gunn. I was talking to Killian about this before the Bristol City game in the pub, and does Hoftorp want to bring someone else in? His own keeper, possibly a Danish keeper. We don't know, but does he want to bring in a big, 6'4" shot stopper? And is Gunn going to turn around and be like, well, I'm not playing second fiddle if that's the case? But for me, most of Springer, Hernandez, Gunn, Sorensen. If we're being ruthless and we can offload Sorensen and Hernandez between them are on about 39, 40k, like combined, sorry. So if we still need to offload in terms of weekly wages, then there's them two, and Gunn's not on a small wage either. So I think we've got the potential to be really, really ruthless this summer window.
Yeah, and possibly with bids for Sargent and Saints coming in, this could be a chance to refresh the whole team, maybe, Oliver?
Yeah, I think so. I think look, I'm getting in a keeper that fits our style of playing more. Maybe one from over in Denmark or something. A big sort of tall, commanding goalie. I think that would be quite useful for us. And like you say, it's probably quite likely that Signs of Sargent will go. So we're gonna have to reinvest up there. So yeah, I mean, looking forward to next season, but also need to make the right transfers so we have a good impact.
Okay. All right. It's not over yet, though, is it? It's not over yet. If you beat West Brom, let's just stay a little bit positive here. If you can go on a run, it's not. Well, I know you're laughing, Killian, but what are we? How many points are we away? We're 8 points away from it with 8 to go. Come on, stranger things have happened in football, haven't they?
Yeah, well, I've been very optimistic all season, so I've decided to go a bit pessimistic now.
Okay, great.
Still proven wrong. Hopefully.
All right. You got to beat West Brom. I mean, if you don't beat West Brom, I think I'll join you and say it's pretty much all over. Right. Thank you very much for joining us. Next week on here, we'll of course review that West Brom game as well. So join us for that. Thank you very much for all your comments. Thank you very much for all your likes and subscribes. If you haven't yet done so, you know what to do. Press the buttons below, and we'll see you in 7 days' time. Enjoy the international break.